Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 14 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Wednesday morning, the 17th day of December, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice from anywhere else on the planet, you've gone to our website to tune in, streaming all the time there from ksje.com, or maybe you're listening through the new KSJE radio app. We're glad that you are with us however you found your way here this morning. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching the program, video streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So great to have you all with us this morning, because coming up, it's a busy Wednesday morning. We're going to be talking about Presbyterian Medical Services beginning the hour. That is coming up in the next few moments. We'll be talking about Roundtree Developmental Services at PMS, so stay tuned for that coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Then later on this morning, we'll be checking in with San Juan Regional Medical Center. We'll be meeting their new chief nursing executive who've just been hired. You'll meet him. We'll talk to him coming up at 8:45 on KSJE today. Mick Hess is standing by to take over the studio next hour. Our classical music program, Roving with the Arts, that's coming up today at 9:06. And then that'll take us to 10:30 and right on Four Corners, our local and regional author program. And this week, author Bob Say is on the program talking about his latest book called The Bookseller's Son. You'll hear that conversation today at 10:30. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on other social media platforms in addition to Facebook and YouTube, like Instagram and Blue Sky and X. And if you're a podcast listener, you can find KSJE podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe and download them and maybe discover a new local program that you may have missed. Or better yet, just use the new KSJE radio app. Podcasts are right there, live streaming right there. You can find it on the App Store and Google Play. Outside our studios at San Juan College this morning, it's a sunny Wednesday morning, 26 degrees at the moment, and we're expecting a mostly sunny day today. The high 53 in Farmington. Clear skies overnight tonight with a low of 29. We are hearing about some high wind warnings in some parts of the region, so be aware of that. A partly sunny day tomorrow on Thursday with a high of 53. 28 for a low tomorrow night. Then on Friday, sunshine 56, 57 on Saturday and Sunday with overnight lows in the lower 30s. I'll be back with my guests from Presbyterian Medical Services right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The caregivers of San Juan Regional Medical Center are committed to bettering the quality of life, health, and care of individuals, families, and our communities. Life is their sacred trust. Better is their mission. Here is their home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Michlin morning program on KSJE.
My guest on the radio this morning, as I mentioned, from Presbyterian Medical Services. And again, a reminder to our listeners and viewers, I remain a Board of Directors member for PMS, proud to be that. And we want to welcome back to KSJE Amanda Segobia, who is here from PMS. Good morning. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Good morning, Scott. Thank you for having me today.
You bet. Good to have you here. You brought one of your folks with you from Roundtree Developmental Services, and that is Ophie Castiana. Ophie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate you both being here to give us an update on all things about Roundtree and the work that you are doing and some other things that are going on. And so, Amanda, we'll start with you a little bit. The holiday season is a busy time for you and folks that are with Roundtree, right? Your families and others?
Right. We have been really busy getting some different toys out to the kids with
Nice.
Collaboration with Toys for Tots. We're really thankful for them this season.
Right.
We're able to distribute some toys for our families that are in need of those.
Nice.
In addition to working with J.A. Jewelers again this year, gave us some Coats for Kids donations, so we make sure to include those. And then Save the Children is just an awesome program as well. And we've been handing out books from Save the Children and some other goodies that they're able to distribute for our program.
Oh, wonderful.
For our kiddos, yeah.
That's great. And so I think I always jump the gun by getting right into the questions without reminding everybody what Roundtree does, because not everybody may remember from time to time when you're here what Roundtree does. And so you work a lot with kids, I think, of all ages, right?
We work with kids 0 to 3 years old.
Okay, so not all ages. I
Yeah.
should know that, but okay, right?
Just 0 to 3 years old that show any developmental delays.
Right.
And we complete assessments on them to see where they're at and make sure that they're meeting their developmental milestones. In addition to that, we work with kiddos with established conditions or environmental risk, but medical, biological. So just kind of depending on what's going on with the kid, we welcome everybody. And we really work with the families and coach them to help their kid meet their milestones to get where they need to be and support them.
Right. Very good. And so that's an important thing. And you have other resources or referrals and things like that to help these families as well, I would think, too, correct?
Right. We're able to kind of see a need and look for red flags and where we need to refer children out if they do need it. We collaborate with the schools here locally, each school district, as well as Children's Hope Foundation, housing assistance,
Right.
WIC, Medicaid, whatever that could be, whatever the families may
Gotcha.
need. Yeah.
Lots of those services. And that's for kids a little bit older, too? Or still that 0 to 3?
Just the 0 to 3,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know why I'm stuck on that, but I am. So that's me more than you guys.
Yeah.
And so, and Ophie, you were telling me, Ophie Castiana, you were telling me that you were one of the developmental specialists at Roundtree. And so, can you talk to me a little bit about what your job entails?
Correct. Well, it's a combination of developmental specialist and family service coordinator.
Right.
So we're just kind of behind the scenes making sure that service providers are completing as needed job duties and really making sure that the paperwork runs smoothly.
There's always paperwork,
Yeah.
right? Always paperwork.
And just reinforcing the strategies, kind of the echo of the service providers, pretty much, of implementing those strategies, kind of giving a little bit of your own opinions on certain scenarios that are going on within the families, or even helping beyond that. And just really building that rapport with the families is super important, because if you the families work with the kiddos they see the kids more than we do, so implementing those strategies to them on a daily is super important.
Right.
That's just kind of how the program runs.
Sure.
And just supporting them all the way around.
Right. Very good. So if a parent or someone on the guardian has a question or something, they can call you maybe and get some more direction, or you can refer them to somebody to get answers about what their question's about, things like that, with the development of their child.
Correct. And we just usually find resources and give them different information that's needed.
Right. That's important as well. And so again, and it's really important, I guess, too, with some of these really young children, the 0 to 3 years old, right? If they have some developmental issues or delays, that the families can be doing some work at home in addition to when they're at Roundtree and working with some of your providers and things like that.
Correct. We actually provide services in home, so we go to the homes and meet them where they're at, and working with things that are already in the home.
Right.
And just giving them a different view of being able to interact and collaborate on things that are already at homes, as opposed to us bringing in stuff.
Sure.
And just kind of coaching them along and showing them ways that they could kind of use things and teach things, and every moment's a teaching moment. So
True, very true. But still a lot of work to do when you're not there in the
Correct.
home even, right?
Yes.
So that they can continue that progress, I guess, for
Yes.
their child and
Yes.
things like that. And so that's really important. And Amanda, I want to come back to you about that home visiting, because that's a really important component, I think, to Roundtree services, and the things to be able to take things to people's home, a family's home, and be able to help the parents in that home, in that setting.
Yes, we Like Ophie was saying, we generally work with what the family already has at home. We provide speech therapy, in-home physical therapy, and contracting out occupational therapy right now. And really just look at what the kids' needs are,
Right.
and be able to use what's in the home and utilize what they have to provide those services. And like Ophie said, just giving them different ideas to utilize. Every opportunity is a moment to play and interact with the babies.
Right. Very true. And so again, to go back a little bit, you were talking about all the toys and Christmas holiday gifts and things that you've been able to share with your families and the children from different organizations in town this time of year, which is wonderful. I'm sure they're much appreciated. And it really makes up for a lot of things that the kids are able to enjoy between now and end of the year, things like that. So that's great. Some of the other things you've been working on, I know you were really, both of you were really busy at Festival of Trees. It takes over the organization, I think, for that week at least. At the Civic Center, so that was another successful PMS event.
Yes, definitely. I love the way that the fundraiser for Festival of Trees, the community comes together and it becomes a beautiful transformation of the Civic Center. Really grateful to all of our sponsors and people that have donated, and the community for providing the trees
Right.
and all the gifts around it. It's just really kicks off the holiday season. Festival of Trees is really important, and we love the the community collaboration and just the warmth that it brings to the community.
No kidding, very true. And I think if I recall, there were over 100 entries this year at the Festival of Trees, and of course, all the money that's raised through that whole week-long series of events stays local. That's an important part, I think, that PMS likes to share, that all that money stays local in San Juan County to help fund programs like Roundtree and others, right?
Yes, if the it funds all of the 5 programs here within PMS,
Right.
Roundtree, TOTA, Project Shield, the clinic, as well as behavioral. I think I got them all, but it truly goes back to us as a nonprofit agency, and it helps with things that sometimes we're not able to purchase as a nonprofit. For myself, it truly goes back into purchasing all the protocols that we need for the year and adaptive equipment to help the children and
Right.
assistive tech items that may be needed, and it truly does help and goes back to each one of our programs.
Wonderful.
Definitely.
That's really great. Well, again, it's a great thing. And again, community support couldn't do it without the community and a lot of volunteers, in addition to yourselves that were there the whole week. I saw you. I'm a witness. And so it's a great community event for sure with the holiday season here. You were telling me before we came on the air this morning that you have some openings at PMS. You are hiring?
Yes.
Who were you looking for?
We're looking for occupational therapist, a full-time position,
Right.
as well as a full-time physical therapist assistant, and a developmental specialist right now. So
Okay.
you can apply at pmsnm.org, jobs at pmsnm.org, and
Right.
or give us a call. We can also apply on Indeed for any of those 3 positions.
Okay. Very good. And so they're out there right now?
They're out there right now, and there's a sign-on bonus for the PTA as well as the occupational therapist position.
Okay. All right. Very good. And so for folks that are maybe looking or thinking about, maybe finding a new line of work or a different job, this would be something to keep in mind
Yep.
and apply now, right?
Apply now, and you get to play with the little babies all day long. And
Right.
of course, there's the paperwork piece of it, but it truly is a rewarding career to begin with
Exactly.
children's development.
Very good. Ophie, I want to come back to you a little bit about your job. And so do you get to do a little bit of that too, or not as much in the job that you do? Are you playing with the kids
Oh
or
yeah,
not too much?
Constantly out in the field,
Yeah.
hanging out with the little kiddos,
Right.
teaching them how to jump and skip and little things like that. That we don't think is super important, but
Sure.
that's a big part of their developmental process. Teaching them how to scribble, make faces,
Right.
like little things that go drinking out of a straw cup. a lot of that goes a long ways.
All those things are important.
It is.
Yeah, very good. And so that's a great thing. And then people can, again, I'm sure the parents, again, are appreciative of those efforts and being able to kind of watch their child's development with the help from Roundtree and things like that. And that's what it's all about. That's great. And so with that age group, 0 to 3, there's a lot of things, again, that the child probably can't tell you, and so that's also part of this, right, is to kind of watch how they interact and act with their families and things like that, to be able to know how things are going and how that child is developing.
Yes, the child, the 80% of our referrals are for speech, and so we try to work with them on not only expressive communication, but receptive communication as well,
Right.
to see how they're responding to caregivers, to the needs. We try to include learning ASL for the kiddos as well, in case they're not able to talk, but they would have to understand how to imitate gestures in order to begin ASL.
Sure. That's the sign language, correct?
Yeah,
American
the
Sign Language. Right.
And so we work with the parents on really meeting them where they're at and trying to get the kiddo to be able to communicate their wants and needs by offering choices, using wait time, labeling, really looking at their age level and not expecting anything more than what they're currently at.
Sure.
Where they're at currently.
Right. And seeing where they could go, perhaps,
Correct.
with your help, right?
And it's just really rewarding because we get kiddos all the way from whenever they, leave the NICU to 3 years old, and so building those relationships with families is really, it's just great. So we have a kid sometimes for the whole duration of the 3 years, and then they transition out to the school setting. But we know that we're really made relationships with the family and built that rapport.
Right.
And it's hard to lose them sometimes.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet you really develop a strong connection
Yes,
to
we
those
do.
families and those kids. So that's an important thing too. And I think I ask you this every time that you are here, but for families that are listening to us or watching us, and they maybe think there might be a developmental issue with their child, or maybe their pediatrician has said something about it. How do children get referred to the Roundtree program? Is it usually from a pediatrician or a family, or how does that work? Or can it be both?
It's both. Parents
Okay.
can self-refer at your well child check. We collaborate with our stakeholders, all of the pediatrician and
Right.
places here in Farmington, San Juan Health Partner Peds, Pinion, Farmington Family Practice, as well as Durango, all the hospitals, UNM, of course. So we receive referrals from all of the medical providers, as well as parents can self-refer at any time. We collaborate with CYFD as well, and the Early Childhood Education Care Department. And parents, if you have any concerns at all, you can just give us a call, 505-443-4303, to make a referral. And it's better to be safe than sorry. We can just complete an evaluation, give you peace of mind that your baby is on track and developing appropriately.
Right.
And their services are at no cost to the families. So everything is for free. So if you have any concerns, parents can refer. And then if your pediatrician does refer from a well child check, just you can put a face to the name, and they'll be receiving services from Roundtree.
Got you. And that was going to be my next question about costs, and you already answered it, that there is no cost for these families, right? This is a free service for these individuals and these families, right?
Yep, it is a free service. If you have private insurance, Medicaid, and if no insurance, then is picked up by the Early Childhood Education and Care Department.
Got you. That's great. And that's
Yes.
so no family should go without, I guess, understanding and knowing if their child needs some additional services.
Right. And
At least for not go without for cost reasons, I
for
guess,
cost
right?
reasons, yeah.
So that's really important, and so that's great. And that's another reason, again, why PMS does so much good in the community with these programs like Roundtree and some of the other things that we mentioned, and some of the things that are going on as well. Ophie, I want to come back to you a little bit about your job and the things that you do with these families and working with them and working with the children and things like that. And again, going into the homes, that home visiting has got to be so important to be able to kind of show parents how they can help their child learn and develop in the home setting.
Yes. Usually it starts from when the children wake up, and just, like I said, every moment's a teaching moment. So depending on what age they're at, being able to interact with them from the moment that they wake up to their daily activities, from eating to toiletry and playing and learning basic developmental skills moving forward. We also meet like in the community, like around the parks, and we like to meet at E3. A lot of families don't know about E3. And
The Children's Museum.
Yes,
There's lots of things for kids to do there, right?
And being able to explore, and that's basically is being able to expose them to a lot of different things that are also in the community to help their kiddos be able to progress to whatever areas that they have concerns and are working toward. And just really hanging out and being able to show them new things and ways of playing and interacting and communicating, and it's repetitive on day to day, but every scenario is different.
Sure.
So
Sure. And for kids at that age, though, right, they are really, absorbing a lot and developing a lot, or can, with the proper lessons and stimulus and things like that. I mean, it's a really important age for children, no matter what is going on, to be able to, learn some of these new skills or understand them and maybe see some progress over time. Do you kind of see that in your work too?
Yeah. Especially if they have not yet learned how to use utensils to eat. That's super important for the way that they are able to hold a fork or a spoon, even grasping a cup and being able to do that with little to no spill. Just little things like that, especially if they're babies, they're learning how to walk and pulling themselves on furniture, crawling, all of that movement, giving them a bit of a challenge to kind of progress that as far as being outside and walking on different areas that have gravel, sand, dirt, all of that.
Sure.
And just letting the kids be able to just touch stuff as well.
Right. Very true. Very true. Thank you. And Amanda, I want to come back to you a little bit, because I know, children develop at different rates, but they're in kind of a range, right? And so again, if a child isn't doing a certain task or doing things a certain way at X months or whatever, it doesn't mean that maybe they have a delay. It may be just they're on their own schedule a little bit, and so in that range. And so is that another important part of understanding for what we're talking about this morning?
Yeah, I believe so. The kids are going to develop at different rates. So as parents, it's important to not, say, well, child.
Our neighbor's doing this.
Our neighbor's doing this,
right?
And they're the same age, but my kid's not doing this yet. It's just kids are going to develop on their own, and when they do meet those milestones, that's what we're there for, is to try to get them on track and show the parents, maybe try this strategy to help them learn how to crawl and make sure that there's plenty of tummy time to develop that core strength.
Right.
Continue to offer choices and use repetition for the 2-year-olds, 18 months olds that need help in communication. And so, the parents they have to, understand that kiddos will get there, and some just are at a little slower pace.
Right. But you're there to help.
We are.
with
We're there to help.
With your staff and everybody else, so that's
My
great.
staff is amazing.
Yeah, they really are.
What they do.
That's very true. Well, we just have a couple of minutes remaining this morning, everybody. And so, again, just final thoughts on and anything else we wanted to share this morning. We've talked about the openings that you have, and Festival of Trees, and all the local groups and volunteer groups and organizations that have helped with holiday toys and things for your kids and the program. And so all those things are really great. But what else do we need to mention before we run out of time?
I would say, just to reiterate, if parents would like to have their child assessed, we'd be more than happy to come into the home. You can also come to the office to complete an evaluation, and we'd be more than happy just to give you that peace of mind. Again, parents can self-refer, and if you receive a referral from your pediatrician, then know that it would be with Roundtree.
Okay, very good. And free to have that done, that
and
evaluation.
Free to have it done in the home,
right?
Yes.
Or at the office, right? Doesn't matter.
That's home or off, wherever you're comfortable, yes.
There you go. And the office, again, is located?
It's up by Municipal, 608 Riley Avenue.
Okay. Literally almost across the street from City Hall.
Yes.
Right? So that's a good way to find it if you're not familiar with where Riley Avenue is, but that's another important part. And again, if you wouldn't mind repeating the phone number, so folks have that as well if they wanted to make a call and ask some other questions that I haven't asked you, or make that appointment.
Yeah. To contact us, you can call 505-443-4303. and speak with Edie. She's our admin assistant, and she'd be happy to take down information and begin the referral process.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you both for coming in this morning. I really appreciate you both being here and talking about Roundtree Developmental Services and the work that you both do in the community, and the rest of your staff as well, Amanda. It's always great to hear from you, so thanks for being here.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to both of you.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You're welcome. Thanks. My guest this morning from PMS with me here on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.